As we get into the crossbreds, the first boar we're going to run here is Tarantino. Tarantino is a family ties secret society cookie that came from Lackey Livestock. Bought him out of the production sale there in the fall of 2020. Tarantino is, well, I don't even know where to start. Tarantino has been one of my absolute favorite animals to ever evaluate and just be able to study on a daily basis as he's been here and as he's matured. He is just good livestock. He is an incredible skeleton hog. He's got as truly corrective a skeleton and truly corrective a hind leg as any boar that I can ever remember having anything to do with here. I used this boar across the board on a very high percentage of our sows for the summer crop of 2021. And because of Tarantino and because of putting that much faith in him and using him as much as I did, I feel like I'm probably sitting in as good of a position moving forward with the set of females here at this place as we have been in a very long time. Tarantino has done a tremendous job for us. He sired just in the short period of time that he's been used, and it's been in a fairly limited fashion across the board. But we used him here at our place. But most of the hogs that have surfaced out of him have been from here because we did use them so heavily. But just out the gate, he sired the Reserve Grand at the Eastern Regional last fall, and then he sired the Champion Yorkshire at San Antonio and the champion lightweight other cross at Houston and the fifth overall gilt at Perry at the Southeast Regional and the fourth overall gilt at the Exposition, and then we're starting to get county winners surfacing coming back to us through pictures and reports from people this summer. There's maybe not more of a versatile kind of board you just use on those good exotic crossbred sows to just make their skeleton correct. I've had several people ask me, where do you find a board that can lengthen their hip and make their hind leg better? And I mean, there's not one that out there that can do it much better than Tarantino, in my opinion. I'll tell you where he's worked best for me is when I use him on sows that are a little more exotic in their shape and maybe a little more exotic in their look, because what he can do is just loosen their spine, loosen their hip, get their hind legs set right. Those hogs are going to be a little later maturing. You got to give them a little more time, and that's why I guess we use them on those sows that are a little more exotic, just to get some of that early exotic shape and sellability in them. For the sake of just making good hogs and good females, just use them on good sows. For the sake of making early sellability, hogs with early sellability, you got to use them on sows that are a little more exotic. But those hogs are all going to mature real similar. Just their presence, their feature. Those hogs mature into more heaviness of skeleton as they get older. They're just really good hogs across the board. And I know I'm going to make a statement that sounds fairly bold, but I believe it. Sugar Daddy and Red 7 and Deuces and all those boars have been boars that have been here in our stud and have left an impact within the show pig world through their daughters. And I think that this boar here is kind of a combination of the three in terms of one that's got kind of that presence and pliability and looseness of skeleton of the Sugar Daddies, yet some of the feature that you get from Red 7, yet with some of that late maturity, and then the Deuces thing fits right there in between the two of them. I think he's a combination of the three. I don't know that we've had one quite as good as him for just making good hogs across the board, and especially for making those elite females here.
There's probably been as much conversation about Tarantino around the farm here as any boar. And for me, it usually ends up with me in the same state of mind of feeling quite foolish, actually, for not using this boar. And Mike said, I mean, he dove in and used Tarantino exclusively on a lot of litters, and I'm gonna tell you what, he's being a little modest in terms of the females that he's got out back. There's 60 to 100 of those that any show pig breeder in the country would be very proud to have in their show barns or in their keeper gilt pens, and that's not just because of the quality of sows, but Tarantino's the common thread there that's pulling it all together, and you can see that in his build and his timeless type of build in terms of blade and cavity and bone and structure and just his comfort to really put into to words how that one can get out and go is pretty hard to do. Bottom line, folks, this is a timeless sire, one of maybe one of the great ones, probably as he continues to go here at Real McCoy Genetics. The bottom line is you just need to breed him to your sows. However you do it, however many you want, but you just got to make sure you've got Tarantino pigs on the ground in every breeding season, because I promise you the predictability in this boar is like none other.